Hi, honey. Hi.
You're so cute.
That was little me. Hi. I love you.
I love you.
Jesus Christ. I'm terrible at this. Guys, this video and this stream are sponsored by Factor 75. We have recently had a lot of real-life events happen back to back to back, so we are taking on sponsors so that we can do the bill-paying thing. But if you have not already checked out Factor, they have wonderful meals that you can get. There's a link you can find in the description and also in the pinned comment over on Twitch. Whichever one you happen to be at, either one of those will take you there. But before we get into things, do you remember the Left Behind series? Do you remember that? Because I do. Oh, boy, I do. That series... Hello?
The door latch on my door.
Yeah?
It's not.
It's not latch?
No, it's gone.
Oh.
That's why the cats can open the door.
Oh, my God.
The fucking thing is gone.
Dark Excalibur says, I have people I want to make pay you. I would like that. Anyway, Jeebus Christ. Do you remember the Left Behind series? The reason I'm saying that is I grew up on it, and I thought that it was amazing when I was a kid, and then as I became older and started reflecting on that series a little more, realized, oh, this is just propaganda. Well, I came across a thread recently that I wanted to share with y'all because it definitely triggered some very, very early memories for me. Not great ones. Not good ones. Not good ones at all. But we'll get into the fan art section, and then we'll get into that. So, first, let's get into the first piece of fan art that is there. It is... Oh. We have a Dresden Files Cirrus with Harry Dresden staring daggers at Slime Cirrus in a jar. Now, I'm just gonna be that person that that notes that I do not see all of Bob's love books that he's supposed to have near him. Shame. I'm kidding. This is from Big Tony. Said part 3 and 4 are coming after finals. Cirrus meets Dresden and Bob has seen some things. So for those who don't know, the Dresden Files is an said Poppy in the background. That's not Poppy. That's not Poppy. That's Bob. That's Bob the Skull. For those who don't know, the Dresden Files is a wonderful book series that I have been binging lately. I'm currently on Skin Game, so I've got like 3-ish books to go before I'm finished, and then I've got the comic books, and then I'm done. So the shelves above him, those just look like notation books. Said, no, that's Poppy. No, that's Bob. Thank you, Big Tony. I appreciate it, as I've been just loving that series lately. The next one we have here is from Axo that has cream. I regret nothing. Nothing. I regret something. So for those who don't know, I did a tournament, a Magic the Gathering tournament for a Wheel of Fortune card. When we entered the tournament, because it was an expensive tournament to enter, and the prize, again, was a Wheel of Fortune, which was like a $300 card, the store owner brought in pizzas for everybody, free of charge. And because I was streaming the tournament, I guess this chat created Pizza Chan. Now, just the pizzas have anthropomorphized booby bodies. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I don't know what's going on in the world anymore. But anyway, as always, everybody, thank you all for your fan art submissions. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. With that said, Oh boy. So this thread, the thing that caught my eye on it first, because if you've been on Twitter, you hear Succubi have boobies too. I don't need you doing this right now. I need to concentrate, honey. Jesus Christ. But the thing that caught my eye on this thread was a video. Because if you've been on Twitter, you know that when somebody has a super long post, you don't actually see anything from the post at all, except like the first 100 words, and then of course the whatever they've got there, image, video, what have you. It's not very visually appealing, but then again, that giant word count was added in by Elon, so of course there was no forethought into how it looked. But so don't you mean X? No. What I mean is it's okay to dead name Twitter. But let's go ahead and take a look at this clip here. Everybody's freaking out. And we're probably going to get hit with a copyright hit. But then you see this happen here. Now, if you know how the Rapture is supposed to go, or at least the way that, like, Tim LaHaye shows the Rapture happening in the Left Behind series, it's that all of a sudden, at some point, somebody just will disappear out of their clothes. Everybody who's a real and true Christian just disappears out of their clothes, and they ascend into heaven as spirits. Nobody gets to see the spirits. They just disappear. And that's it. So, I'm going to give you a story before we get into this thread. I was, like I said, as a child, a fan of this series. And I also, Eris, yes, thank you very much for giving me your points for an ara, you fucking degen. Salem says that sounds like a horror movie. I mean, like with a lot of Christian media, a lot of Christian propagandized media, the entire point is to scare you. If it sounds like horror, that's because it kind of functions like horror. It's supposed to scare you straight. Sometimes metaphorically, sometimes literally, they want to scare the gay out of you. But when I was a kid, because I read through the entire Left Behind series and was a big fan of them, I jumped at the bit every time a new book would come out. Because of that, I had a terrible scare. So I woke up one day and went into the living room and noticed that I could not find my mom. She just was nowhere in the house, and her clothes were just sitting on the couch. Now, was it an entire wardrobe of clothes? I don't remember, and I don't even know if young me took that into account. But that was all that was there. And then I called her, and she didn't answer her phone. I found out later that she was perfectly fine. She was just, gone on an errand, and the only reason the clothes were there is they fell just out of the laundry. She was folding the laundry in the living room. This was just literally stuff that fell, and she didn't have time to pick up at the time. That's all it was. But because of my affinity for the Left Behind series and the fact that I had reread the Book of Revelations over and over and over again as a kid, I freaked the hell out. And when I called her and I couldn't get her to answer the phone, I freaked out doubly. So I started calling friends of mine, and the first two calls I made were to my friend Corey and my friend Tony, and neither of them answered their phones either. Tony was a Catholic at the time, and Corey was a Baptist. Oh boy. And then, of course, I get a call into my friend Andy, and he answers the phone and is like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, hey, are your parents around? I'm literally calling friends, freaking out, thinking the rapture's happened and I've been left behind. And dude's just like, dude, everything's fine. There's nothing on the news. You're okay. We're okay. And then a call came in from my mom, and it went into call waiting because that's what phones did back then. We didn't have cell phones, really, at the time. So I freaked the hell out over nothing. And that's just a little bit of trauma, a sprinkling of trauma on top of everything. Little me freaking the fuck out because my religion had taught me that I desperately needed to freak out over this, because I was now going to be burdened with being on Earth for the next 7 years while everything went to shit. Again, I'd read the Left Behind series. I knew the terrible things that were supposed to happen during the tribulation. For those who don't know, the way the rapture is supposed to work, at least the way that Tim LaHaye shows it, is all the people disappear out of their clothes and go to heaven. The world goes into chaos because some of those people are, airplane pilots and shit like that. And then after the world is plunged into chaos, you have 7 years of the world being an absolute fustercluck. Also, hi, honey. Hi.
You're so cute.
That was little me. Hi. I love you.
I love you.
Jesus Christ. Because I knew that, the way the novels worked, after the 3.5-year mark, a guy called Nikolai Carpathia starts making people take the mark of the beast, and it starts ruining lives for everybody. The true Christians start being unable to afford food, and all kinds of shit. And mind you, to reinforce this, my stepdad at the time had a VHS video, because he used to go to this Christian bookstore all the time, and he had this VHS that was this preacher basically narrating in this voice that everything is going to go on fire, and he, in this very cinematic voice, would narrate over paintings showing the most gruesome things happening in the world. What would happen during the tribulation? This is what will happen when the whore of Babylon's taint snuffles the universe. God, I'm actually in a weird mental spot right now. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to go quite that far. But you get the idea, right? Revelations is a scary fucking book when you read it through the lens of it being a post-apocalyptic novel, and the Left Behind series and the fascination with it for preachers in the Southern Bible Belt, it just, not a good thing. So when I saw that video, my brain immediately, I got rocketed back to childhood, where all of this apocalypse shit is just crammed into my brain. Now we're onto the thread at the 12-minute mark. This is what actually was said in the thread itself from somebody named Marantha. I'm gonna say this in the Southern Baptist preacher voice because I know that y'all apparently eat that shit up. So let's go ahead and do it. When the rapture occurs, the world will be in chaos and anguish will be everywhere, but nothing will compare to the pain of parents losing their babies, or kids being left alone in the world without a parent. The only hope will be to place your trust in Jesus. Yeah, I forgot to put the at the end of the sentence. Again, so there's this idea in a lot of Christian circles called the age of accountabilities. Said that's Pentecostal, not Baptist. Oh, bite me. Go get bitten from some snakes. But there's this idea that because of the age of accountability, when when the rapture happens, kids will all be taken up during the rapture. So there was this hope for me as a kid that, oh God, am I the wrong kind of Christian? Gee, I hope the rapture happens now, because if I'm the wrong kind of Christian, then I'll get to go up, I'll get my go to heaven free card. I hope so. Also, hi, Constance. Look, I'm not saying all religion bad. What I'm saying is, it fucked me up. This is not a story or a fable. This event will be an actual fulfillment of Bible prophecy. She probably should have said biblical prophecy instead of Bible prophecy, but just different thing. People will feel stunned, shocked, angry, and regretful when they witness the millions of people suddenly disappearing. Anyone they know who had believed in Jesus alone for salvation will have been taken to heaven by him. They will experience the most shocking event in human history. Don't worry, we have to say it multiple times so that it's reinforced to you that this will be shocking. You will be shocked. Some versions of Christianity, like mine, don't have a minimum age of accountability. And you know what? That makes it worse. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. That means baby dies at 8, doesn't know who God is, goes to hell. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God. And the dead in Christ will rise first. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Apparently we're supposed to get a bunch of ghosts coming up. And then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And thus we shall always be with the Lord. Every person who wholeheartedly believed and accepted the sacrificial death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus has been eagerly expecting his glorious return. And expecting. And expecting. And expecting. And expecting. And they've been expecting for, like, 2,000 years? Huh. That's the longest pregnancy I've seen since Family Guy. The church has already witnessed the fulfillment of Christ's promise when he said, I will come again and receive you into my God, that sounds like anal. That sounds like anal. When the church disappears, chaos will unfold as firefighters, police officers, and emergency workers of all kinds will go missing. Oh, less cops, that's good. Cars will veer off roads. Planes will crash in the sky. I stole this tweet from the beginning of the Left Behind series. It may several months. It may several months. God did not provide me with an editor! This is when the Antichrist will emerge and be revealed. He will be a very charismatic man. Yeah, Nikolai Carpathia. People will be desperate for a world leader who can protect them and provide for their needs. And he will be the one. Republicans will call him Barack Obama. And then when they realize they're wrong, Republicans will call him Joe Biden. And then they'll keep on taking whatever Democratic president they find and calling him the Antichrist. It's going to be a thing. You're going to have to deal with it. Sucks for you. One of the Antichrist's initial goals will be to sign a peace 7-year agreement. I don't have an editor! Sign a peace 7-year agreement with Israel and allow them to rebuild. What the crap? Thank you for the 100 bits. Allow them to rebuild the third temple in Jerusalem. So you guys notice how the United States always is just like on its high horse about aiding Israel? This is one of the reasons why. Because there is a constituent of crazy Americans who are in the Republican Party who believe that if we give as much aid as possible to Israel, that will make it so that they can initiate the stages of the apocalypse. Roundsphere says, this is why conservatives support Israel but hate the Jews. Yeah, they get to simultaneously be anti-Semitic, but they also need to promote the idea of keeping Israel more and more and more and more and more supported by the United States, because otherwise their fantasy prophecy doesn't come through. Yep. So the Rapture reminds me of a comic. Turns out the mark was not fit for consumption. Jesus Christ. He'll introduce the world to the mark of the beast, and people will need it in order to buy and sell. I don't know how to spell buy. What will follow are the most horrific years that humanity will ever experience after he sits at the temple and proclaims? Honey, please do yourself a favor, please. If you're going to have these long tweets, these long posts that people are supposed to read over and over and over again, please reread your post before you post it on twitter.com. If you are left behind, parents, your baby is safe in heaven, surrounded by the love of God and everything he or she will ever need. Stay strong. There is hope. Huh. Okay. Kids, if your parents are missing, it's because they believed and trusted in Jesus. Perhaps you disagreed or hadn't decided for yourself. Stay calm. There is still hope. Don't take the mark of the beast, no matter what happens, even if it means facing death or torture, and the Republican Party calling multiple things the mark of the beast. Like, literally, I was an Alex Jones kid. I thought the swine flu vaccine had the mark of the beast in it. God, I was fucked up. The two witnesses be extremely attentive when two witnesses emerge in Jerusalem. Like, there's never been witnesses in Jerusalem before. They're supposed to defy the Antichrist, but, like, there's going to be a lot of people who do that. This is actually useless information. Like, let's pretend for a minute that this apocalypse story is real and will actually happen. This is basically useless information. Then the 144,000. Don't worry, no version of Christianity can agree on who the 144,000 are, and if that's the people who get into heaven, period, or the people who are sealed away, or... Look, there's a lot of people who believe that there's only this many people getting into heaven, and then believe God is just... It's weird. It's weird. There will be 144,000 Jews that are sealed. They will have special protection from God. Their mission will be to evangelize and proclaim the gospel during this shocking time. I don't have an editor, that's why I keep saying shocking. Believe what they are saying. They are appointed for this time to save you. Or if you just happen to find my tweet. Very important. A very important tweet. Very important. Believe that Jesus is the Son of God who died on the cross for our sins. He was buried and resurrected during the third day, according to the scriptures. Now I'm just evangelizing. So, here's a funny thing. It's not just interesting to see this tweet, right? It said, wait, what's the context? It's just some random preacher's rant. Basically, is she even I don't think she's even a preacher. Who is she? Who is she? What? Watching for the glorious appearance of Jesus, our Lord Savior. Here's a Bible verse. Time is short. Run to Jesus and believe in him. N-E-D. And with 28,000 followers. Her entire Twitter is like, I can't wait for this moment. The moment when everybody gets under the rapture. It's rapture fetishization. It's rapture fetishization. Her whole fucking... Why are we reading the tweet for context? Because we are. But when we look at the actual responses here, rapture me harder, I will rupture you harder. When we actually look through the things that people are saying, first we got people saying, well stated. Then we've got one person who actually points out it will always happen in the future. Same goes for the return of Jesus. Always going to happen soon, but never happening. And then Marintha goes, mathematically speaking, that only means that the probability to actually happen increases. No, that's the gambler's fallacy. The probability of the thing happening doesn't go up with each passing second. The probability remains the same. A probability of 0 is 0, no matter how many years pass. Also, a Marichick, thank you for redeeming your points for... You fucking degen. Said, wait, rapture feminization? Jesus. Fetishization. Like they have a rapture kink. Still waiting. Same here! So, I'll be ready. I got me and my son and daughter baptized, and my son passed away when he was 8 years old. That's sad. That is very, very sad. And then we've got, sorry to hear this, but you'll have a beautiful family reunion when you get to heaven when the apocalypse happens. This is very detailed. It was so detailed she used the word shocking over and over and over and over and over. And... Purple! Purple Baptine! No! Holy fucking shit! Thank you for the 10,000 bits. Holy fuck. Yeah, I guess that does mean I kind of have to do the thing now. Just kind of. Fine. I'm here going over childhood trauma of rapture stuff and making me say words. Now I got 2 sets of glasses on. Fine. Fine, fine, fine. Fine. Oh, whoa. There, you got the thing. You got the thing! You got it! You happy now? You happy? Striker says we gotta do it twice. No, we don't have to do it twice! That's not what it means! Wait! Purple Poundini, why are you making it happen again? What? 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 God fucking... Striker, thank you for redeeming your points for... Hello. And... Purple Poundini as well. Hello. I'm tired. I don't want to be here anymore. Goodbye. Why are you doing it again? Why are you doing it again? God fucking why? Hello. There, you got your thing. You got your thing. You got it. God, I'm tired. Stop.
Let's pentuple this up. Ooh woo.
No.
Ooh woo.
Get out of my office.
Ooh woo.
Get out.
Oh, ooh woo.
Sauron says get out.
Sauron got beaten by a hobbit
2 hobbits.
and a golem.
2 hobbits.
Technically 3. And a part
He
fish.
was one at one point, but not really anymore.
I think he's a fish.
Kind of? Older evolutionary hobbits? I wanted to redeem an Owo. Yeah, thank...
Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. What's this? Notice it's the Thesaurus?
Power of toast compels you. My toast! Huh.
That's really hard.
That's really chewy toast. I don't know if I want the toast anymore. I think I'm good without toast. I think a world without toast is fine. Jesus Christ.
That toast is super hard to eat.
Yup. Yup. God fucking... Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay. Let's get redeems out of the way. Neuristic, thank you for redeeming your points for an owl. And also, My Little Geekery, thank you for the 100 bits. Alex, thank you for the 3 community subs. Temporal Wizard, thank you for resubscribing. And Neuristic, thank you for the community sub. There we go. We are the level 7 hype train. Jesus Christ. Holy crap. Holy crap. Saki will be good for you. She's on the wrong side of history. I was trying... Okay. Creeper, thank you for gifting out 5 community subs. What? And 100 bits, My Little Geekery. I'm sitting here going over religious trauma, and you guys are just like, aha! Take my money. Why? Do I have to just use chat as my personal therapy all the time going over religious trauma? Is that what I do? Is that what makes you cheer? Is that the thing that makes you guys go, aha, yes, this is the one who deserves money. This is the one who gets muns. So do you say that like it's a bad thing? It's not a bad thing. It's just confusing. It's like when somebody hands you $100, but right before they hand you $100, they like flick your nose. You're happy you got the $100. Like that's a life-changing amount of money when you've been paycheck to paycheck. That's like catch-up money. That's like, oh my God, grocery bills for the next week. That's an amazing amount of money. And then you're confused about the flick on the nose. You're not complaining that you got the $100. You're confused that it came with a flick on the nose. Think of it this way. We don't like other streamers enough to flick their noses. Why are you all like this? Said I don't have that trauma, so you get the sparkly bits. And here, Saki says, and here on the day we witnessed the slime Neko flustered about donuts. Jesus Christ. Said, believe me, I know, that's why I'm not home. A friend sent me some money, and I'm buying groceries. Yep. Lore, thank you for redeeming 500 bits. Jeebus Christ. Also, this is where I realized that that Blizzy's broken.
OOUWO.
Now I know Blizzy's broken and I can fix him. Now I know he's broke. Anyway, that's the. Why are you guys still here? That's the end of the video. We're done with the video. We've officially derailed to the point where I have no option but to end the video, and yet you're still here. I mean, for those of you on YouTube, for those of you who are on Twitch, I mean, y'all are stuck with me. I don't know what y'all are expecting over on Twitch. This is for the YouTube crowd that haven't clicked away yet. They're still here. Y'all can't throw bits at me and torture me. So I don't know why y'all here. Go watch a different video. Go watch a different one. Fluffy B1, thank you for the community sub. I appreciate it. Insert end of video tagline here.